This is another episode of Talks with Tyler ISD, a podcast about the passionate people who have a heart for students. This podcast is brought to you by Texas Bank and Trust. Welcome to this episode of Talks with Tyler ISD. I'm your host, Jennifer Hines, and joining us today is the Director of Head Start, Brandy Holland. Welcome so much.
Thank you.
Well, tell us a little bit about your journey to this position, because you started off as a teacher in the classroom.
I did. Yeah, so going on 20 years now, which is crazy. You know, you go from being the youngest teacher in the room to not the youngest teacher in the room, right? So I started in kindergarten, did that for a couple of years, which is a great way to start, because if you can teach kindergarten, you can teach any grade.
Right.
Taught third and fourth grade, and then I moved to Pine Tree. I was a principal there for 3 years, and then I came to Tyler ISD as the principal of TJ Austin Elementary School, still very dear to my heart, and now I'm the director for Head Start, going on 5 years this coming school year.
So you've had a lot of practice with the little ones, and you know, knowing what it is that they need, and especially being with kindergarten, what we're talking about is those that are right before kindergarten. Tell us a little bit about, for those that don't even know what Head Start is, what is Head Start, who is it for, and what do parents need to know?
Yeah, so Head Start is all about the foundation and making sure that our kids have a firm foundation, and not just the student, but also their families. Head Start is really good about providing resources for not just the student academically, socially, emotionally, but also their families, their parents, their guardians we take care of as well. Parents need to know that if their child just needs that extra Head Start, then Head Start is the program for them.
Well, and that's what I love about Head Start, is it's not just about the academics, it's about the whole piece, and you're bringing in the family as well. What are some of the programs that y'all have in place? I know y'all have a specific math program, reading program, that sort of thing.
Right, so when a family enrolls in Head Start, initially our social service workers do a needs assessment with the families. So we're really able to sit down and just really analyze, like, what is it that your family really needs and how can we help? So we have a slew of community partners, and we're able to partner our families with the students as well. And then we also have 2 computer programs, My Math Academy and My Reading Academy. Our students are able to use them during the school year, during the holidays, and also all throughout the summer.
And I love the idea of this is, you know, they truly are getting a head start, and they're also doing it in a smaller environment. You've got a very small ratio.
Yeah, currently we have 200 Head Start students in Tyler ISD, and there's 20 per classroom.
All right. Well, what about, you said a lot of support. There's a lot of freebies that go with this, starting off with just school supplies.
Right.
Those are all covered.
Yeah, so when your child is in the Head Start program, everything is paid for. So students come first day of school, all the supplies are in the classroom. Our teachers also receive a stipend to provide all of the resources that they need for their classrooms. Head Start teachers also have their own instructional facilitator. We also have our own Head Start nurse. We have our own Head Start social service workers, our own Head Start behavior specialists, and the list goes on.
Oh my goodness. So you're also talking, you know, free lunches, you're talking free health screenings, that sort of thing. What are some of the things that, when you talked about the community partners, what are some of the services that really come alongside those families and help support them?
So sometimes we have families that come in that want to become more fiscally responsible. They want to buy their own home. They've never had their own home. They want to go back to school. So we have a social service worker who is our community engagement specialist. And so she is able to connect those families with those partners to get them started in whatever it is they're trying to accomplish.
I love that. Well, and also you're, you know, talking about the families, y'all have 4 family events a year. Tell us a little bit about that.
Right, so we actually have a math carnival coming up, which is highly attended. So we have community partners that come out and they'll set up tables and they'll actually have math-centered games for the families. We also have a Grilling with Dad activity or family engagement night coming up also, where the dads will actually come out and grill. Moms are invited too.
Yes.
But again,
they want to reap the rewards of us on that grill.
And our moms can volunteer, which is awesome as well, even though it's a more dad-focused event. And then we also have what's called the Policy Council, where we actually elect, or the parents elect, 2 parents from every single classroom, and they come and meet with us once a month to be able to make decisions in reference to their child in the Head Start classroom. So if there's a big funding project that has to go forth, it goes before the Policy Council first, and then it goes before the school board.
Okay, so it kind of sounds like your own miniature PTA, so to speak. speak.
Exactly.
Kind of having that parent involvement, that parent direction. And that is super important, especially to have that connection between the families, the student, and the educator, for sure. Tell us a little bit about who would qualify, like in terms of being on the teaching education side. I mean, they are certified, they have all sorts of things that they have to do before they're able to be qualified to be a Head Start teacher.
Yeah, exactly. So in the Head Start program, now our Head Start is a part of a school district. So some Head Start teachers are not qualified if you're not a part of a school district to have a bachelor's degree. But all of our Head Start teachers have their 4-year degree. All of our Head Start staff have to be certified in CPR and first aid. And we're talking about even staff that work in the offices where I work. Like, we all have to be CPR and first aid certified.
That's wonderful to know that the kids have that support, even for those that are maybe in the front office. Tell us a little bit about the parents participating in some of these different things. You had talked about some of the free healthcare stuff, but then you also mentioned behavior specialists. What does that help with for the families and the students?
So our behavior specialist goes into all of the Head Start classrooms at the beginning of the year, and she does an initial observation. Also, when our parents enroll their child, if they have any behavior concerns, whether it's at school or at home, our behavior specialist will even go in the home and help train the parents if they're having some issues with their child there, because we want to make sure that we're all on the same page. So the strategies that we're teaching the teacher in the classroom translate to what's being taught at home. So our behavior specialist also does trainings for parents once a month, and the parents come to Plyler and she trains them on conscious discipline. The same strategies the teachers are learning, our parents are learning also at the same time.
That's wonderful. It makes it streamless from home to school and then back home again.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about who actually qualifies for this program, because this is way more than a pre-K, pre-kindergarten, it is truly a Head Start. Tell us who would this apply to?
Right, so your child has to be 4 on or before September the 1st. Now, we do accept some 3-year-olds, but here's the caveat. You have to be, if you're 3, you have to have a Tyler ISD diagnosed disability. So we have some families that will come in and say, hey, I've taken my child to their pediatrician, they've diagnosed them with this, and we say that's great, but first you need to call the Tyler ISD Special Education Department, have your child tested by them, and then at that point we can work from there.
So what are some of the things that a parent who might be listening to this podcast might want to know? Like, what are some of the things that, my 3-year-old, my pediatrician told me this about my 3-year-old, this might make me qualify, I should pick up the phone and call to see if we do. What are some of those situations? Is it like a speech delay, anything like that? I mean, it's
Exactly that. So if you detect that your child has a speech delay of some sort, or just anything that you might consider is not quite right, we direct them to the special education department and let them answer all of those questions, because that's their specialty.
Right.
And that'll always be our response. Hey, if you detect anything, and early detection is better, let's not wait.
Right.
And we give them the number to call them.
Well, wonderful. And so they go through that process, they find out if they qualify or not, and then they kind of get into that streamline. And you said there's over 200 right now across our campuses. Is there a limit to how many students? What do parents need to know about that? Is there a wait list? When do they need to kind of get on the ball with this?
Right, so I'm glad you asked that question. So February the 1st, enrollment opened. And so parents have 2 steps. Step 1 is to go to the Tyler ISD website, go to Head Start, the Head Start page, and it is very clearly listed there, steps to enroll, and there are 2 steps. Fill out the online application, and number 2, schedule the parent meeting in the bottom right corner. It says schedule parent meeting, you can't miss it.
And then of course, once you get there, then you find out all the things that you're gonna need, things like, the birth certificate, the immunization records. There is some paperwork, so parents need to make sure that they have all of that ready to go before it's time for those meetings and enrollment and all of that. How long do those parent meetings last usually?
About 30 to 45 minutes, it kind of depends. So the parents come into the parent meeting. Even though parents can upload their documents when they fill out the online application, we do ask that they bring those documents as well, because sometimes they're not always clear when they're uploading them. During that meeting, we also do the needs assessment. And once all of that's done, we let them know that they'll receive an acceptance letter in the mail in May before school lets out for the summer.
Okay, so they know by May what's coming up in the fall, and they start the same time that the school district starts.
Yes.
And they're on the same calendar schedule, the whole 9 yards. You know exactly where they're going to be and when they're going to be.
Oh, and parents also want to know, is Head Start full day? And it is full day.
Oh, that is good to know.
Yeah.
For sure. So they are on the same schedule as the elementary school bell schedule.
Right.
Wonderful. Well, is there anything that you think that parents that are listening to this episode right now might need to know about Head Start that we haven't covered yet, or anything else that you would like to share?
I would just say the earlier the better. Like, don't wait to enroll till summertime. Don't wait till school is out. Now is best, because in Head Start, we place upon the need. So when you come in for your parent meeting and you fill out your needs assessment, the students that have the higher need get placed first. So it's not always about, necessarily, I apply in February, I'm automatically going to get in. However, you have a better chance. Our families that enroll usually February, March, they all get in. Yes. It's the families that enroll during the summer, it's kind of too late because we only have 200 spots.
That's good to know. So if you're at home, you think this program is for you, the final word is go ahead and get online and apply, get that parent meeting set up, and get all of your documents together.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Brandy Holland, again, Director of Head Start here at Tyler ISD. And thank you for joining us for another episode of Talks with Tyler ISD. Remember, if you would like to get anything and everything Tyler ISD, all you have to do is go to get.tylerisd.news, and you can get our newsletters and find out about all the wonderful things we have going on here in the school district. We'd like to thank our sponsor, Texas Bank and Trust. Subscribe to Talks with Tyler ISD on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Spotify. Please share this episode with your friends and family.
Home is made up of hopes and dreams, and your ability to help students be successful in reaching their hopes and dreams is why Tyler ISD is your hometown school district. This is my home. There is absolutely no better place to live and learn than Tyler, Texas.
We're proud of the extraordinary partnership we share with Tyler Independent School District, a premier public school system. In the last decade, we've educated children together, providing a small town feel with big city opportunities.
The culture at Tyler ISD is family oriented. No matter the position, you're part of a bigger family. Tyler's been a home to me now for 9 years, an actual home. And of course, my second home is our Tyler ISD. As your superintendent, I can't think of a better place to be. I see our employees going above and beyond for the sake of our children here in Tyler, Texas.
Together, we intentionally build an environment in which our families are empowered to choose where their children learn. Our state-of-the-art facilities are available to all who choose Tyler ISD.
And it's inside these walls that students learn to be leaders who are self-reliant, considerate of others, and creative problem solvers. In Tyler, we are a community. We thrive, flourish, prosper, and grow. Tyler is where we work, live, and want to stay. This is home.
This is our home.
This is my home.
This is our home.
My home.
My home.
This is our home.
This is home.
When it comes to Tyler, Texas, there is no place like home.
Tyler ISD is
our hometown school district.